This is another sign of the times, an analysis, and a commentary. It's also another physical and spiritual manifestation of the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 9, verse 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. 4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those humans which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. Why are so many fish and crabs washing up on the shores? Why are the sharks attacking people? Could it be that the world's population in 1900 was 1.6 billion people? In just over 1 century, that number increased by 5.7 billion, making our world population today 7.3 billion people. The rapid depletion of the Earth's resources is nothing short of ominous for all of its creatures, including the 7.3 billion of us, consumers of everything. An estimated 30,000 elephants are now being poached in Africa every year for their ivory. Since 2002, poaching has resulted in a catastrophic 62% decline in the forest elephant population in Central Africa. In the past 100 years, the wild tiger population has been poached to the brink of extinction. They have declined from 100,000 tigers to 3,200 today. Massive habitat degradation is underway globally. Half of the planet's forests have been lost in the past 100 years. Coral reefs, they are simply disappearing at an alarming rate, with tragic associated impact on fish and related sea life. The Gulf of Maine cod stocks are estimated to be a fraction of 1% of what they were during the George Washington presidency. Today, more than 85% of the world's fisheries have been pushed to or beyond their biological limits, and that is a very bad sign. Rhinoceros poaching in South Africa escalated from 13 animals in 2007 to 1,215 in 2014, a staggering 9,000% increase. This majestic animal is killed and its horns sawed off and sold. And that's got to be one of the dumbest and ignorant things that there ever was. During the past 2 human generations, approximately 50% of the world's wildlife, vertebrate species, have disappeared. And that too is not good. In other words, humanity is dropping the ball when it comes to being good stewards of the earth and taking care of it. This planet is a very important place, and it must be preserved. So yes, it's time for the physical and spiritual manifestation of the book of Revelation. And if it's not right, God will make it right. Again, Revelation chapter 9. And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. 2. He opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. 4. It was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those humans which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. 5. And to them it was given, but they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he strikes a human. 6. And in those days shall humans seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Yes, the book of Revelation is a series of warnings to humanity, and these are the end of times as we know them, transition days, which is a time of extraordinary events, happenings, and changes, because it's about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations, and that should be a very important question to ask. And all these are more signs. Also, the new papal Encyclical on the environment is a ringing call to action, a critique of consumerism, and a prophetic warning about the dangers of ignoring what Pope Francis calls the ecological crisis. So, did the Pope get the science right? The short answer from climate and environmental scientists is that he did, at least to the degree possible in a religious document meant for a broad audience. If anything, they say, he may have bent over backward to offer a cautious interpretation of the scientific facts. For example, a substantial body of published science says human emissions have caused all the global warming that has occurred over the past century. Yet, in his letter, Francis does not go quite that far, citing volcanoes, the sun, and other factors that could influence the climate, before he concludes that most global warming in recent decades is due to the great concentration of greenhouse gases released mainly by human activity. Michael E. Mann, a climate scientist at Pennsylvania State University, pointed out that the bulk of the evidence suggests that solar changes in volcanoes have slightly counteracted the warming effect of greenhouse gases. Human activity is most likely responsible not just for most global warming, but all of it, and then some, because natural factors have been acting slightly in the other direction, Dr. Mann said. The Pope offers elementary descriptions of a litany of ecological problems, global warming chief among them, that include air and water pollution, the wanton destruction of forests, the wasteful use of resources, and many more. The earth, our home, is beginning to look more and more like an immense pile of filth, Francis declares. In many parts of the planet, the elderly lament that once beautiful landscapes are now covered with rubbish. And so he says, again, Revelation chapter 9, verse 4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those humans which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. So yes, it's time for the physical and spiritual manifestation of the book of Revelation. And these are more signs.